Hi, my name is Osama, and I'm the virtual meeting specialist at Condo Control. Thank you for choosing Condo Control to host your virtual meeting. The purpose of this video is to explain how the virtual meeting will operate and to answer the most common questions you might have about the meeting. If you have any questions after watching it, please reach out to your account manager for further assistance. The agenda for the video is as follows. I will start by discussing how to avoid any technical issues that may occur during the meeting. Next, I'll cover the overall flow of the meeting, what happens before the meeting, and what happens during the meeting. After this, I will discuss the Condo Control moderator's role in the meeting, and lastly, I will cover commonly asked questions. I'll start by discussing the most commonly occurring issues we've come across, the first one being audio issues. Audio is important for owners to be able to hear you during the meeting. You should ensure that you have a good mic that functions properly so that participants can hear you clearly. You should also make sure that you are in a quiet room to avoid any background noise and disruptions. Lastly, it is important to ensure that you have a strong internet connection where you plan to attend the meeting from. If you do not have a strong and reliable internet connection, your audio and video may become distorted or you may disconnect from the meeting. We recommend testing these things ahead of time to avoid issues during the meeting. We also recommend using the exact same setup that you do while testing during the live meeting, as this will help to ensure a smooth meeting. It is important for the chairperson and board members to be confident in their setup to facilitate a smooth AGM. The lead up to the meeting goes as follows. 24 hours and 2 hours prior to the meeting, owners will receive reminder emails and texts from Condo Control, which includes the link they will use to attend the meeting. 30 minutes prior to the meeting, the head table joins using a direct Zoom link that will be emailed to them prior to the meeting. The Condo Control moderator will grant the board of directors and other presenters co-host access so they can fully participate during the meeting. The moderator will start the meeting on the Condo Control platform, at which point owners will start joining and be placed in the waiting room. The board may use this time to discuss any last-minute items prior to the meeting starting. 15 minutes prior to the start of the meeting, the moderator will let owners into the meeting from the waiting room, and a welcome screen will be displayed instructing owners to connect their audio. Owners will automatically be muted upon entry and may only be unmuted by the moderator. 5 minutes before the meeting, a verbal reminder will be given to all attendees that the meeting will be starting soon. When the meeting starts, the moderator will provide an instructional overview and pass it over to the chairperson, who will officially start the meeting. During the meeting, the chairperson will conduct the meeting as if it were happening like a regular in-person meeting with a few exceptions. They may ask the moderator to provide assistance with a quorum and attendance numbers, to conduct a motion using Zoom's raise your hand functionality, the nomination period, and the question and answer periods. During the meeting, the moderator will do the following. Set the ground rules for engagement to ensure a smooth meeting. Questions limited to one question at a time with one follow-up. Restrict each participant's comments to 2 minutes each. Conduct floor votes using Zoom's raise your hand functionality. Conduct a call for nominations from the floor, including giving candidates time to give campaign speeches limited to 2 minutes each. Conduct formal votes such as elections or voting on bylaws. Conduct any Q&A periods such as questions for the auditor or new business. And the moderator monitors the chat for technical issues and reaches out to participants as needed. Here are some examples of the instructions that are displayed throughout the meeting. The first slide is a welcome screen that instructs owners to connect their audio and the start time of the meeting. The second slide describes how to use Zoom's raise your hand functionality, as well as how to participate in the motions and voting portions of the meeting. The last slide goes into more detail on how owners will use Condo Control's voting functionality. We'll now move on to common questions. How do we join the meeting? The process for joining the meeting is different for owners and the head table. The head table will be sent a direct Zoom meeting link to their email, which they will use to join the meeting. It is very important not to share this link with the owners, as they will not have the ability to cast a vote through this method. For owners to join the meeting, they will use the link provided to them in the several email reminders that were sent to them leading up to the AGM. Each link is specifically tied to a unit and will only allow one vote per unit. If there are multiple owners in a unit, whichever owner casts their vote first is the one that will be counted. It is important not to share this link with others. Can owners change their vote? At what point does voting close? Owners can change their vote as many times as they like leading up to the meeting. Once the meeting starts, owners may change their vote during the live meeting. The moderator will allow a specific amount of time for voting to occur, usually between 5 to 10 minutes, and once new votes stop coming in, the moderator will close the question. How is the chat used? During the meeting, the chat is used exclusively for any technical issues that owners or the head table may be experiencing. This helps the moderator to resolve these issues and prevents the chat from getting cluttered with owner questions. Any questions that owners have relating to the meeting must be asked verbally, which is also important for minute taking as the chat is not included in that. How do owners participate? Owners will participate in the meeting using two different methods. To participate during any motions, to nominate themselves for a position on the board, or to ask a question, owners will use Zoom's Raise Your Hand functionality. The moderator will go over the instructions on how to use this functionality at the beginning and throughout the meeting. The other method that owners will use is Condo Control's live voting function. This will only be accessible to the link that an owner receives from Condo Control's email reminders. This functionality is used for passing bylaws and voting for board positions. The moderator will go through these instructions prior to any voting period. Can we accept new nominations during the meeting? Yes, we can accept new nominations during the meeting. The Condo Control moderator will add the nominee to the existing question that was sent out on the platform, should any owners nominate themselves or someone else during the meeting. You should now be prepared to host an effective, stress-free virtual annual general meeting. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you still have any questions regarding the meeting that were not answered, please reach out to your customer success manager.